Hey, what's up, y'all? We're back with another action figure review. Today, we're looking at the very cool 112 Palm Treasure Tricky Baby. This is my fourth figure from their Palm Treasure line, and I've been hooked on these figures since their Catch Me figure. I put a link for that in the description below. I did that review a couple years ago. She came out pretty well for the most part, but there's a huge issue with this figure that honestly kind of put me off from any future investments with the company. Face looks really good. I really like the paint apps for her face. The bland expression kind of bothers me a little bit, but I like the color for her lips. The color for her eyes looks really good as well. The frizziness of her hair does kind of bother me a little bit, but that's kind of common when you get this type of design for the hair. I really like how they did her outfit too. It doesn't really hinder the articulation too much. The stitch work looks really good for it. It kind of feels almost like suede, but not. And the hood fits her head fairly well too. I like that. This part right here looks like it's two pieces, but it's actually one piece that's stitched together, and she does have a sports bra underneath it. You got some adjustable straps with some real pockets too, and her zipper's real too. It does hinder the articulation a little bit when it comes to the leg movement going out and up, but it's not too bad, and you can take that off too if you want. Her body is kind of like that material, that FISA material, her upper body and her neck and such. So it does kind of attract a little bit of dust and all that, so be mindful about that. It does have two holsters in the back of her outfit, so that's pretty cool, and you won't be able to tell, but there is a blue hue on her tights, so I think that's awesome, and her shoes look really good. Got some designs on the bottom of the feet. That's awesome. No real complaints as far as her look goes other than the frizzy hair, so I'm going to give her a 9.5 for her look. For your accessory, skateboard not included. She does come with a stand, so that's always nice, but she doesn't really come with a whole bunch of stuff, so that's unfortunate. She does come with the SIG or this Uzi or whatever you want to call it. I think that might be reuse. I think I have this accessory before, so I'm not really feeling that too much. Nothing disconnects, nothing shifts or anything like that, but I do like the metallic red. It does come with this little scope looking piece, but I haven't figured out just yet how to put that on. She's got this piece right here. It looks kind of like a gas mask or something. You can give her a cyberpunk type of look. It's really cool. It's got a slight wash on it, hard plastic, but the thing with this is I broke it. Now the assembly on it, once you hook it up to her headset, which looks pretty good, it's really easy to knock that off her due to the frumpiness of her clothes. So that's how I broke it. You can see like some slight messy glue work on it, and I would advise you definitely be careful with that. You might as well just keep it in the box and not really mess with her that much if you're going to pose her around. So what she looks like when you got the hoodie up, so she's got pretty good coverage, and putting that headpiece on her hair by itself, it looks a little bit goofy. Just take your time when you're putting that mask on and be mindful it will pop off if you're not too careful with the articulation. I think it looks pretty good, but I don't think the execution was done well enough, and it should have just been one piece. You got two trigger finger hands and two relaxed palm type hands. This rod to hold the hands is not included. That goes to something else, but she does come with two different pistols. I like the variety with that, and the scope work looks really good. I'm digging the silver. I like the texture around the handle of it, and the barrel has a little hole in it, but it's not going to fit any of your Valaverse effects, but it fits in her hands fairly well, so that's pretty cool. Straight out of the box, both of her biceps were really loose, so I took the hoodie off and I noticed there's some really bad damage to both of those arms. Looks like it's starting to separate a little bit right there, and this is not the first time this has happened with one of their figures. I reached out to Gundam, and we'll see how that goes, but I'm gonna think twice before I buy anything else from y'all in the future. This is not a good look. Going over the articulation, she's got really good movement at that flexible neck piece. Lots of attitude with that neck range. I love it. Look at that side to side movement. That looks pretty good. She can look up a really good amount. That's surprisingly really well. She looks down a pretty good amount too, could bury her chin in her neck, so that's pretty cool. Her arms go up a pretty decent amount all the way, T-pose. Got that bicep rotation, which is kind of loose. She got really good double joints. I love that. Of course, you got your universal hinge and rotation at the wrist, which is pretty tight. Beautiful circular range at that torso. Quick peek under the sports bra. See, it's no real detail with that. As far as going back, she goes back a really good amount. That's pretty good. She goes forward a pretty good amount too. There's a slight spring motion at her torso, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but she goes side to side a really good amount as well. That's not too bad. Awesome range in those legs going up in those tights. That's wonderful craftsmanship right there. I love it. She's got really good range at those knees too. That's all you can ask for right there. She's got a slight thigh swivel, which is not too bad. Out the skirt, you can get her legs going back a really good amount. And there's a quick look at the granny butt. That looks disgusting. Perfect splits. We can't complain about that. That's really beautiful right there. She's got a double ball joint at the ankles. You got your swivel. You got your shift motion. She can go inward about that much. Could be a little bit better, but it's not too bad. And then she goes out that much, goes down, and then we can get those bad boys going up. Here's a quick look at the spring motion at her torso. That would have been nice if she could really hit that type of movement right there, but it just pops right back up. So I wish they would have engineered that a little bit differently. So other than the damaged biceps and that spring motion at her torso, which I'm not really feeling, her joints are actually pretty good. So I'm gonna give her a 7 for her quality. For her accessories, for that price point, she definitely should have came with some fist hands. She could have came with some bang effects for those guns, could have came with an alternate head, but she does come with a stand. So out of spite, I'm gonna give her a 6.9 for her accessories. For your articulation, articulation. She could have used just a little bit more range in those ankles going inward, but she does have really good leg movement. Her head movement is actually really good. So I'm gonna give her 8.5 for her articulation. For your size comparisons, here we have it next to two other figures from VeryCool's Palm Treasure line. We have the Villa and the Kit Bash Campus Gun Girl with the Catch Me. And we also have it next to the Bro Toys Trinity, or whatever you want to call it. And lastly, here we have it next to the 1000 Toys Nero, your Valiver Scarab, your V Toys Ninja, and your Kotobukiya Zero model. Final thoughts with the VeryCool Tricky Baby. She looks great, she moves good. Her accessories and her engineering need some more work. For the price, I can't recommend this figure. Final score, I'm gonna give her a 7.9. Alright y'all, that's the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.